The Athenians have just won. The Persian line broke. The plain of Marathon is theirs. And instead of celebrating, they're running, not from the enemy, toward Athens. The Persian fleet hasn't been destroyed. It's sailing south around Cape Sounion right now, heading for the undefended city. The battle is over. The war is not. A victory means nothing if your city falls while you're still on the battlefield. To understand why the Athenians are running, see what Miltiades saw the moment the battle ended. The Persian ships, hundreds of triremes, are still intact, already pulling away from the Marathon shore. Their destination, Phaleron, the beach harbor of Athens, 25 miles southwest by sea. Miltiades dispatches a runner immediately. This is the origin of the marathon run, not a celebration, not a sporting event. A military courier sprinting across the hills of Attica with two messages. We won at Marathon, and the fleet is coming for the city. Nike, Nike, victory. But the word is a warning, not a cheer. Miltiades makes the decision that defines the campaign. He splits his force. One tribal contingent, led by a young officer named Aristides, later called the Just, stays behind to guard the plunder, the prisoners, and the dead. And the remaining 9 contingents turn south and begin a quick march for Athens. A quick march, a grinding forced march in full bronze armor at maximum sustainable speed. Not a jog, a relentless push, 25 miles across rocky, hilly terrain under the late summer Greek sun. These men fought hand-to-hand hours ago. Many are wounded, all are exhausted, and now they march. This is the true test of Marathon. The Athenian army reaches Phaleron beach. They form up along the shore, full armor, battle formation, shields locked, and they wait. When the Persian fleet rounds Cape Sounion and sails into view of Phaleron, the commanders see something impossible. The army they fought that morning, the same men, the same day, is standing in formation on the beach waiting for them. The Persians do not land. They cannot risk a second battle against troops who defeated them and then outran their fleet. The ships hold offshore. Then they turn east and sail for Asia. The invasion ends, not because of a second battle, because of speed, endurance, and the sheer audacity of that march. Deterrence won the campaign. Step back and see the full campaign. 5 phases, not one. The battle, Athenians rout Persian infantry on the plain. The runner, dispatched as a military courier. The split, Aristides holds the field. 9 contingents march. The march, 25 miles in full armor. The deterrence, the fleet sees the army waiting and withdraws. Marathon wasn't a single battle. It was a campaign won by logistics and endurance as much as combat. The Persians sailed away. Athens survived. The meaning of Marathon, though, depended entirely on who you asked. For Athens, Marathon became sacred. Athens buried the 192 dead on the battlefield under a great mound, the Soros, still visible today. No other Athenian battle dead received burial at the combat site. The survivors earned a title, Marathonomachoi, the marathon fighters, a badge of honor passed through generations. The message was ideological. Free citizens defending their own land defeated the professional soldiers of the world's largest empire. And Athens never forgot the Plataeans, the one ally who stood beside them when no one else would. The Spartans arrived at Marathon 2 days after the battle. They toured the field, offered congratulations, and went home. The supreme military power of Greece had missed the defining fight of a generation. That absence reshaped Greek politics for decades. Now the crucial corrective, the Persian perspective, 6,400 dead from an expeditionary force was a setback, not a catastrophe. Darius viewed Marathon as a reconnaissance in force, a military probe to test Greek defenses and gather intelligence. The empire was patient. Within a year, Darius began planning the real invasion, not revenge, completion. Narratives shift, perspectives fade, but sometimes the objects survive. In the archaeological museum at Olympia, 2 helmets sit in adjacent display cases. The first, a Corinthian bronze helmet with a T-shaped face opening. On the cheekpiece, an inscription in archaic Greek. Miltiades dedicates this to Zeus. The commander's own helmet offered to the god after victory. The second, a Persian bronze skull cap with a small forward peak, a captured enemy helmet inscribed by the victors. From the Athenians to Zeus. These are not reproductions, they are the actual objects, 2,500 years old. Miltiades held this bronze in his hands. Marathon proved that Greeks could win. A citizen army stood against an empire and held, but Marathon also guaranteed what came next. Darius's son Xerxes would return in 10 years, not with an expeditionary force, but with the largest army the ancient world had ever assembled. Marathon wasn't the end, it was the opening act, right? And the identity it forged, the free citizen defending his city, would carry Athens through Thermopylae, Salamis, and Plataea.